My brothers and sisters, you are now watching The Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video. Hey yo, bruh.
How's it going?
Bruh, I'm having this tough decision I'm trying to make, and maybe you can help out a brother, okay? So, we all know that PlayStation 4 comes out November 15th. Is a brother correct?
That's very true, sir.
And what I was trying to decide is which FPS should I get first? We all know that, yeah, Killzone Shadowfall is going to be a launch title, but that game is irrelevant. I want nothing to do with that game. So, what I was trying to think is what should I get between Call of Duty Ghosts and Battlefield 4. That's the decision I'm having right now. It's tough, and maybe you can give me some advice, okay?
Dude, how is that even a question? Of course you should get Call of Duty Ghosts.
Why?
You didn't see that gameplay? It's revamped, revolutionary, they have dogs. Who cares about vehicles? You have dogs!
You have, but did you see the Battlefield 4 gameplay? I mean that looks good too, right?
That gameplay is trash, man. In Battlefield 4, everything and anything can get damaged. That's boring as heck. It's all about that set stage damage, where everything breaks the same exact way, the same exact time. That's revolutionary. Not to mention, now you don't even have to head glitch in Call of Duty anymore. You can just peek around the corner. I have not seen that in any game before, not even in Killzone.
And that, my friends, is sadly the mindset of some of these gamers that play FPSs these days. I wish I was joking, but I'm not, okay? So, our brother just wanted to talk about first-person shooters. I want to talk about FPSs in general. I want to talk about that Call of Duty Ghosts, bro. I want to talk about the future of Call of Duty. I want to talk about Battlefield 4. I want to talk about Killzone Shadowfall. I want to talk about that Titanfall. I even want to talk about that Destiny. Because some people are sleeping on Destiny. That game is going to be epic, okay? Destiny, mark it down on your calendars. That game is going to be epic, okay? But I want to talk about FPS and how I feel like there's going to be a new FPS that like literally sweeps FPS fans off their feet. It's going to be like a love at first sight, to where I feel like there's going to be a new FPS, not Call of Duty, not Battlefield, that people are going to look at and be like, oh my gosh, where have you been all my life? Like, I think there's going to be a new FPS that like takes the throne away from Call of Duty. Because as far as popularity and sales goes, I still think Call of Duty is that main FPS. Of course, people say, oh my god, dude, Battlefield is so much better. You're always going to have that debate going on. Call of Duty versus Battlefield. You have some people that say Call of Duty is better. You have some people that say Battlefield is better. But there's always going to be that split between FPS fans that prefer Battlefield or Call of Duty. You're always going to have that, okay? And then you have people like me that play both. But you know, so I like both games. But let's get into Call of Duty first, shall we? Before we proceed, can we all just agree that Call of Duty 4 is the best Call of Duty in the history of Call of Duty? Literally the peak of Call of Duty. Call of Duty, literally the only reason why I still have this game in my game collection is because whatever recent Call of Duty is out, once all the BS starts and I just start to, you know, not really enjoy it as much, I take out this game from a rather sweet game collection. I turn to it like so, and then I say, what happened? What happened? Because Call of Duty 4, I don't care if you didn't even like first-person shooters. Everyone was playing Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4 was that crack, okay? I religiously played Call of Duty 4. This game was almost a masterpiece. I say almost because it did have, you know, some minor issues, but everyone loved Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4, you know, it was the first next-gen Call of Duty. It had great graphics, and it changed, you know, the online for Call of Duty. Because someone corrected me out there if he's wrong. Call of Duty 3, I think was the first Call of Duty that had online. I'm not sure if Call of Duty 2 had online, but the very first time I played Call of Duty online was Call of Duty 3. And it didn't have kill streaks, it didn't have perks and stuff like that, and I was playing it on the Xbox. And then when Call of Duty 4 came out, it's next-gen graphics, it has kill streaks and perks, something that no one has ever seen in a first-person shooter online. And people are just like, oh my god, dude, this is amazing, bro. So I think that's why people loved Call of Duty. It kind of revamped the online experience for Call of Duty. It bought something new, and you know, that's why people loved it. And at the same time, it was balanced. It seems like Treyarch's and Infinity Ward's mindset seems to be like, okay, Bob, get this. In order to make this Call of Duty better than the last one, let's add more kill streaks. Let's add more perks. Let's add more weapons. Let's add more. Like they're always adding more. And as strange as this sounds, for Call of Duty's case, as strange as this sounds, I think in order to make Call of Duty as good of a game as it used to be, you almost have to take stuff away from it. They're always adding more to Call of Duty. How many kill streaks now today are in Call of Duty games? Like, for like kill streaks that you can choose from. Like, it's over 20 something kill streaks now. There's a whole bunch of perks now and a whole bunch of weapons. And I understand why they're doing that, because they want the player to feel like, you know, they can customize, you know, the player to play how they want the game to be played. Because, you know, you have some people that play, you know, in that rushing aggressive style. Then you have some people that play in that defensive / camping. I love when people say, dude, I'm not camping, I'm playing defensively. Really? Really? You know, but so I understand why they're adding stuff like that. They want the player to feel like they can customize the game the way they want it. But Call of Duty 4, the reason why that was such a great game is because it did just enough. It didn't go over the top. At least for me, I think in order to get Call of Duty back to what it used to be, greatness known, is that Call of Duty 4? You almost have to take stuff away from it. And you never hear, you know, that in games, like, in order to make a game better, take stuff out. Like, you just don't hear that. But for Call of Duty, that seems to be the case, at least for the online. You know, moving on to that Battlefield photo, okay? Now, for me, it seems like a lot of people now are starting to pay more attention to Battlefield 4 as opposed to Call of Duty Ghosts. You know, the next gen consoles are almost here. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are almost here, and there's no denying it. When you see gameplay for Call of Duty Ghosts, because we've seen gameplay for it at the multiplayer reveal event, and when you see gameplay for Battlefield 4, you just have to admit, as far as, you know, next gen goes, say if you don't have a PC, because Battlefield is great on PC. That's where you can get the full experience of Battlefield. But if you're not really into PC gaming and you're excited for next gen consoles, when you're seeing gameplay for Battlefield 4 and gameplay for Call of Duty Ghosts, which one looks better? I mean, let's just be real brothers and sisters about this. Battlefield 4, you know, the graphics look better, the textures look better, you know, there's more destruction, you know, a lot of vehicles. It just looks more next gen than Call of Duty does. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm not saying that Call of Duty, you know, I'm not saying that Call of Duty Ghosts won't be a good game, but as far as, you know, which one looks more next gen, you gotta give that to Battlefield 4. So I think that's why a lot of people are saying, oh dude, Battlefield 4 is absolutely gonna destroy Call of Duty Ghosts, because, you know, Call of Duty Ghosts, it doesn't really look that much different. I mean, that's always the complaint, that Call of Duty is the same thing every year. But as far as, you know, how the game looks, it doesn't really look that much different, okay? And that's just how some people feel, and, you know, that's just the way it is. So, you know, with Battlefield 4, you're going to have that split. You're still going to have those Call of Duty fans, and you're still going to have those Battlefield fans. But this is where it gets interesting, and this is where I feel like there's going to be a new FPS that, you know, comes out, to where you're going to have another split between the FPS, you know, gamers. Again, next gen consoles, we got Titanfall. We got that Killzone Shadowfall, the launch title on that PS4. And we got that Destiny, okay? Now, if those three games, Titanfall, Destiny, Killzone Shadowfall. All three of those games look very promising. Okay, as far as next gen goes, as far as seeing gameplay for next gen gaming, the most impressive game I've seen so far overall is Titanfall. Titanfall seems to be, if Titanfall ends up to what I think it can be, Titanfall is going to be an amazing exclusive for Xbox One. I know some people are saying it's not really exclusive because it's on PC. If it doesn't come to PlayStation 4, it's an Xbox exclusive, okay? That, as far as, you know, consoles go. But Titanfall, it really seems like a great game, you know? Not only is it just a first-person shooter, but the way you can maneuver around the map and stuff like that, it has that Halo / Crisis / Call of Duty / freaking Tribes. Like it has so many different, you know, aspects of how the gameplay is that it kind of brings out, you know, a fresh experience of FPS, and I think people are getting tired of those, you know, traditional those traditional military type shooters, and I think people are, you know, trying to get a new fresh experience when it comes to FPSs, and I think Titanfall may offer that as far as the stuff we've seen so far. So Titanfall seems to be very promising. Killzone Shadowfall, we all know, I got my kills on 2 and kills on 3 and my kills on 1 up there. Okay, now Killzone has been an exclusive for PlayStation since PlayStation 2, okay? And Killzone has always been a great game in my opinion. You know, some people, they can't really get into Killzone because they don't like the controls or whatever. Whatever's the reason, but Killzone has always had this issue to where it's hard for some people to get into the online, you know, and I'm not even going to deny it. For some reason, you can't play Killzones online the way you play a Battlefield online or the way you play a Call of Duty online. Something with Killzone online just hasn't, you know, clicked with people, you know. And I feel like with Killzone Shadowfall, if it gets the support that it deserves, you know, if it gets the developer support that it deserves, like if the developers are really trying to, you know, listen to the community, and when people have complaints, they try to fix it and stuff like that. They already announced that the DLC multiplayer maps will be free. When have you ever heard that from a developer? Like, we're giving you all the future DLC maps for free. Like if people really get into Killzone Shadowfall, which I feel they will, because it will be a launch title on PlayStation 4. If this game, if they get the online right for Killzone Shadowfall, meanwhile they're bringing in these free-to-play DLC multiplayer maps, this could be huge for the franchise of Killzone. I said it before, but I honestly feel like if done right, Killzone Shadowfall could be the hero that the PlayStation 4 deserves. No, wait. How does he say it in Batman? Batman is the hero that Gotham needs, but not the one that it deserves right now. I feel like Killzone Shadowfall will be the hero that the PlayStation 4 needs, but not the one it deserves right now, okay? Killzone Shadowfall has a potential to be like that Killzone that finally gets more people into Killzone. So I hope that goes well, because I love Killzone, okay? Last but not least, Destiny. We haven't seen any really gameplay of Destiny since... they did show some at Gamescom, but I haven't really been, you know, doing research on Destiny. The last gameplay I've seen of Destiny was at E3. And Destiny, as we all know, is being made by Bungie, the people that made Halo. The people that made Halo. And Bungie, they've always been able to make, ever since Halo, because really, I didn't really know about Bungie since Halo, but, well, yeah. But Bungie, they've always been able to make great, you know, games, you know, and FPSs and stuff like that. And with Destiny, it seems like it's going to be almost a MMO or like an open world first person shooter. If this game ends up being what I think it's going to be, Destiny is going to be a game that a lot of people are playing. Like what was that game on PlayStation 3? Mag from Zipper, which Zipper's no longer around these days. But Mag was a game that I think Mag and Destiny are going to kind of be the same in terms of like, you know, how big the maps are and stuff like that. I played a few games of Mag, but I can never really get into it. But with Bungie and what I think they're going to do with Destiny, I think Destiny is going to be another FPS that like people are going to be like, yo, like screw the other FPS. I'm playing Destiny because Destiny, I'm telling you, man, Destiny is going to be a game that really has FPS fans like, you expect me to play Battlefield or Call of Duty when I have this? Like, Destiny is going to be that game, you know. So I am really excited to see how that game turns out. It's just going to be crazy, man. You're going to have so many FPSs, you know, with the current gen consoles and the next gen consoles, that is literally going to be like different groups of FPS gamers. You're going to have the people that play Call of Duty. You're going to have the people that play Battlefield. You're going to have the people that play Killzone. You're going to have the people that play Titanfall. You're going to have you're gonna have the people that play Killzone and Destiny. Like, so that's why I think like it's possible this upcoming generation of gaming that like you might have an FPS that like takes the throne, because if these Titanfall, Killzone, Shadowfall, and Destiny ends up being, you know, as good as they look right now, hey, I mean the throne is empty and someone else is trying to take that sucker. Okay, so what FPS are you most excited for? Is it Call of Duty Ghosts? Is it Battlefield 4? Is it Titanfall, Killzone, Shadowfall, Destiny? Let me know. But again, somebody's about to take that throne.